brothers, Muslim brothers, and one of them was so out of his head that the other brother had to kind of drag him along. That's how much beer he had had. Is this the impact that football is having on us? Yes, it's bringing us happiness. It's bringing us enjoyment. Maybe England will bring it home. But is this the levels that we are going to? That we are going towards haram? We are engaging in that which is not allowed and impermissible. We are going in environments which is not allowed for us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. So anything that we do, brothers, has to be within the confines and the boundaries of Sharia. We must realize and we must look at where we are going. Is it allowed for me or not? Because environments, they will suck you in. And you will become attracted to that. And many people have gone innocently and think, you know what, I'm a good person. I don't think I'll start drinking, or I don't think I'll get into drugs. But a spark. And all of a sudden they're consumed by it throughout their life. I know of a person who started, and we think it's so innocent, playing on the slot machines, 2 pence and 10 pence. And this person got addicted to gambling just by this. We think, you know what, we'll go to the pier, we'll chuck a couple of 2p's in and 10p's in, what's our loss? £1, £2, £3. But it's a drug, it becomes an addiction. And this person, he came crying here in the masjid, at the back there in the foyer. He said, because of this, I started going into the next level of gambling, horse racing and dog racing and whatever else. And he said, because of this, I lost the house that I owned, and more importantly than that, I lost my family. My wife doesn't want to see me, my children don't want to see me. So where did it all stem from? A little spark. He thought, you know what, this 2 pence machine, it's okay, I'm not going to go into gambling, am I? But that's how it all started. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Anyway, so we all go through seasons in our life, and seasons of worship which are coming upon us also have many benefits, including the opportunity for us to correct our faults, for which we have many, and make up for any shortcomings which we have in our life. Ibn Rajab rahimahullah ta'ala says that the fortunate one is he who makes the most of these special months, days and hours. And through these special months, days and hours, this person draws closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and draws closer to the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and helps himself by gaining entry into Jannah and saving himself from the wrath and the fire of Jahannam, the hellfire. Another season is approaching us. Let's put England to the side. Another season is approaching us. And it's less known because Ramadan has a greater significance in our life. This is the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. And like I said, either it will start tomorrow or it will start on Sunday. The season of worship is short, it's only 10 days. But many of us, we don't place significance on it. We do not give it the same attention and importance as we do to Ramadan. Unlike the blessed month of Ramadan where the devils are chained, so we find it easier to do worship. When it comes to Dhul Hijjah, because the devils are everywhere, we find it harder to do worship. We find it harder to engage in recitation, or we find it harder to do our adhkar, we find it harder to do our siyam, we find it hard to do silatul rahim, or we find it hard to give sadaqah, we find it hard to do any of the good actions that we would normally associate with Ramadan. But remember, because the devils are still around and the shayateen are still around, the reward of us carrying out good action in these 10 days will be greater than Ramadan. Because we're fighting our nafs, we're fighting the devil, and we're ensuring that we act and carry out the good actions which are needed for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is why Imam Ghazali rahimahullah ta'ala, he says that when Allah loves a slave, He uses him in the best times with the best deeds. When Allah loves a slave, He uses him in the best time, in the best deeds. If Allah loves us in Ramadan, we do the best deeds. If Allah loves us during these 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, we will carry out the best deeds that we can. And when Allah is displeased, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us and protect us from His displeasure. When He is displeased with us, when He is angry with us, when He is upset with us, He uses us during the best times in evil deeds. If He is angry with us, na'udhu billah, then during these 10 days, we're just going to carry on what we were doing previously. If we were drinking, we're going to carry on. If we were committing adultery, we're going to carry on. If we were taking the rights of our family, we're going to carry on. If we were not praying our salah, we're going to carry on. Because Allah is displeased with us. He's not going to give us the tawfiq to carry out in good actions. And this is why this is a time to ensure that we gain from the treasures of Allah. This is a time where we ensure that we gain from the pleasures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what should we do? Definitely increase in our tilawah and the listening of the Quran. You know, households of the past, maybe even now, every day in the morning, they would put Surah Yasin on. So straight away, the children wake up, the older people within the house, they woke up and they're listening to Quran. Straight away from the morning. This seems like a practice that's not adopted anymore. So it's reading Quran and listening to the Quran. Increasing in our dhikr and salawat, we know this. Allah bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. Know that in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find peace and rest. The more dhikr we do, the more we have that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more that depression and sadness and guilt and anxiety and all the different types of illnesses that are within our hearts and our minds will seep away and move away from us. Increasing giving charity. I sent out a message from the Al-Madinah Mosque phone about setting up over the next 10 days a daily donation amount. Many brothers and sisters have benefited from this. If you haven't already, do this. Because خَيْرُ الْأَعْمَالِ مَا أُدِيمَ فِيهِ وَإِنْ قَلَّ. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the best of actions are those which are constant and consistent even if they may be small. So a person intends, you know, I've only got 10 pounds, every day I'm going to give 1 pound. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept it from us. And the reward is great during these days. We shouldn't miss these opportunities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. Also, Sayyidah Hafsa radiallahu anha reports that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to fast the first 9 days of Dhul Hijjah. He used to fast the first 9 days of Dhul Hijjah. So that is either starting tomorrow or that could be starting on Sunday. And Abu Qatada al-Ansari radiallahu anhu narrates that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was asked about the fast on the day of Arafah. That is the 9th. He said, and if we can't fast the first 8 days of this month, at least we should have an intention to fast the 9th, which is the day of Arafah, which is either next week, Sunday or Monday. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, it compensates for the minor sins of the past and the coming year. Wow. You keep a fast for 1 day, yes, a very long fast, and you're out of practice because you haven't fasted since Ramadan. But Allah is saying, you know what, you keep that fast. You wake up for suhoor. You start your fast at 3 a.m. You break it at 9 p.m. For that, I'm going to forgive your minor sins from the past year, and I'm going to forgive your minor sins that you commit in the coming year. What a bargain. What a bargain. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to carry out this great action.
Amen.
Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha reports that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that there is no day in which Allah sets free more souls from the fire of hell than on the day of Arafah. Allahumma ajinna min al-nar. And on that day, Allah draws near, and by way of exhibiting His pride, He remarks to the angels, what is the desire of these servants of mine? What is the desire of these servants? What is your desire? You want Jannah? Ask Him. You want to be saved from fire? Ask Him. You want a new job? Ask Him. You want children? Ask Him. You want your children to stay on Sirat Mustaqim? Ask Him. You want your health? Ask Him. You need barakah in your wealth? Ask Him. Your eyesight is getting poor? Ask Him to increase it for you. You need to go and visit your loved ones? Ask Him. He's asking, He's saying, what's your desire? What is it that you want? You want to pass your exam? Ask Him. You got an important test coming up? Ask Him. You're struggling with your finances? Ask Him. What is our desire, brothers? If we cannot take these opportunities during this season, then we're never going to take any opportunities. We're always going to fall behind. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to act upon this advice. And finally, I wanted to narrate the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The son of Adam does not carry out on Yawmun Nahar, which is the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, the day of Eid also, a deed more beloved to Allah than the animal sacrifice, the qurbani, the udhiyah. The sacrificed animal. And imagine a person does qurbani, udhiyah every year for 50 years. If Allah gives a person tawfiq to do udhiyah every year for 50 years, imagine this. The sacrificed animal shall come on the day of judgment, Yawmul Qiyamah, with its horns, with its hair, with its hooves to be weighed. The sacrifice is accepted by Allah before the blood reaches the ground. Therefore, sacrifice with an open and happy heart. This is the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned in Sunan al-Tirmidhi. It's going to be weighed, and the weight of it you're going to get rewarded. So don't give up during this time. Whatever you have, some scholars, like I said before, consider it wajib. Some scholars consider it sunnah to offer the udhiyah, the qurbani. If you feel that you can do it in your country, it's best to do it there. Yes, it's better to do it here and then to distribute the meat evenly, 1/3 for yourself, 1/3 for your family, 1/3 for the poor. But it's hard to do that here. So this is why we send the money to different countries so that other people can then enjoy the meat. This is why Al-Madinah Mosque, for many years now, 6 years, we've been doing qurbani in Bihar, in India. The cost of one cow is 130 pounds. People are shocked that it's so cheap.